Hello, beautiful friends. Thank you for being here. I just want to share a quick message about feeling intense emotions because I know there's so much coming to the surface right now as far as emotions, intense emotions, and limiting belief systems. And it's been like this for a while now, obviously, for many of us, especially if you've been on your spiritual journey. But there's definitely like a quickening or an intensening happening. So first I just want to affirm, if you're feeling that, you're not alone. And secondly, if you're feeling that, you are not being punished. Please be kind to yourself. Again, I've talked about this before, but it's worth reminding because I have to remind myself again and again and again, the truth that we are evolving, and evolving is not always easy. It's often painful. But it doesn't have to be so dreadful when you really come from an observer standpoint, as a witness, rather than jumping right into the screen, jumping right into your ego, jumping right into your thoughts and identifying with your thoughts. Because this is the whole point. In my understanding, and I just hope this is helpful, this is just my journey. The reason this is happening is so that we can, again, evolve. These are opportunities for us to shift our consciousness. That's it. It's not that you're being punished. It's not that you're not good enough, you're not doing good enough, you're crazy, you're losing your mind. These are the things that the ego will do. The ego is the one that will try to punish you and try to keep you hanging in this guilt, in this shame, in this unworthiness, rather than actually learning the lesson and just moving on. So I just want to remind you that I think that's so important because we are so hard on ourselves, especially with these intense emotions that we are learning to navigate, and we are mastering ourselves. We are learning to align with this presence, align with our divinity, align with God, align with who we really are, breaking out of the matrix. That's what this evolution is really about right now. We are breaking out of the matrix, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. So that's not always easy, but again, it's always worth it. But it involves literally letting go of so much reliance and codependence on the external world, on the physical world, which is an illusion. Coming back within, coming back and generating your energy, your wealth, your love, your joy, your courage. All of the energy you need is within you. And we've been so programmed to be seduced by what's outside of us, by the physical world. And we are in this world, but we are not of this world. We are here for a reason, and we are doing work in this earth. Make no mistake about that, but we have to be able to navigate our own inner self first and foremost, so we all know this. That's just a reminder to, again, be compassionate with yourself, because this is like very intense sometimes. And remember that these are amazing opportunities, because when you start feeling, it's like a ringing in your ear. You start feeling that, because it's very subtle oftentimes. It's like, man, what is that fear? Like, what is that nagging, like, just pain I'm feeling? What is that? Why do I just feel bad? Why do I just feel restless? Why do I just feel guilty? Or whatever it is, because remember, whatever you're feeling is fine. It's totally okay to feel whatever you're feeling. There's nothing wrong with you. Feeling is healing. That's how we alchemize, is when you just breathe and feel through it. Really, we only suffer bad when we start attaching thoughts and storylines to it, and those thoughts start creeping in. So remember, feeling is healing. If you're feeling these emotions, it's an opportunity to feel and let go of emotional baggage that maybe you've been carrying for a long time. And you're helping not only yourself, but you're literally helping other people when you do that, in ways I can't even describe, because it's almost like the 100 monkeys effect. Not only are you a living example of your evolution, but as you crack these codes in your own consciousness, it honestly helps other people to crack these codes of transmuting these emotions, as well as breaking out of these limiting these belief systems that maybe they used to serve you, but they don't anymore. That's why they're coming up. The things that you believe about yourself and about your reality that are no longer serving you will literally cause you pain. And that's why when you can come into your higher awareness and observe them, because again, the veil is lifting so much right now, so you're going to really see them more and more. They're not going to go away. We're going to just simply learn how to master them more and more. Amazing opportunities to choose. That's why it's important to be the observer, because then you can choose, do I still want to believe that I'm never good enough? Because sometimes we get addicted to these, it's like an addiction, like these programs. What we're really doing is making the unconscious conscious, breaking the mind control, because the mind control is the root of all the slavery, because we live in a world where thoughts create. We live in a reality where we've been in a matrix where we've been creating our own slavery unconsciously because it's just so inverted and rigged. But we are creator beings, and we are remembering this. This is why God, Spirit, your higher self, literally wants you to see this right now. Literally wants you to see all the ways in which you're still holding yourself back. Because we're about to jump, we have been jumping timelines. We're about to really jump timelines. I can feel it, There's no coincidences. There's only laws not yet understood. So everybody's feeling this. That tells me that we are about to jump, and there's a reason that we're having to let go of all this old garbage and baggage that no longer serves us, and I've seen it. These insidious belief systems, they're like programs. They literally run automatically. So when you're able to come back into your presence as an observer and you can see them, it is painful, it is uncomfortable, but it's a blessing, because that's when you can choose otherwise. That's when you can choose, I'm not going to punish myself for this. I'm not going to dwell in this guilt. I'm not going to automatically just we all have our own programs, and you know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, ask. Ask God, ask your higher self, ask for guidance, and I promise you it will be given to you when you need it. It will be given to you very clearly, because we all have guidance. Especially if you're watching this, I'm sure you're tuned in to some degree. So that's why it's a blessing, it really is. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's comfortable. As I said before, it's time to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. But it is a blessing, because we're clearing these heavy emotional baggage so we can travel lighter, and we are observing, because once you witness the belief, that's when you have choice again, because you made it conscious. And now you just have to remind yourself, I'm not going to be seduced by these thoughts anymore. Watch your thoughts. Don't just automatically identify with your thoughts. That's how you make the unconscious conscious, and that's how you break out of the programming of the matrix. The programming of, this is what we've all been programmed with, self-sabotage, to every degree. We all have our own ways of sabotaging ourselves, of not thinking we're worthy enough, of never feeling good enough, of feeling guilty or apologetic for merely existing, just feeling angry and upset at how backwards everything is in the world. All of these feelings that it's okay to feel. There's nothing wrong with feeling them. Again, it's only when we don't allow ourselves to feel them, when they get stuck, and then that creates those emotions that eventually you're going to get triggered, and you're going to have that chance to release the emotions. Just let them go. Just feel them and let them go. Breathe through them. Don't attach stories and storylines to them. Just feel them and let them go. Because again, I've talked about this before. It's those thoughts that really are insidious, because it's those beliefs that will keep you looping in this just like timeline of despair. It's just infinite. It really is. It's really crazy, especially when you do really observe it in yourself and you're a witness to it. But here's the big thing, and this is what I'll end on. The key, in my experience, is coming back to presence. That's who you really are. That's your divine alignment. That's your essence, your spirit. You don't have to do anything. You already are this, in the presence. You already are everything. You already are infinite right now. It's just these thoughts that siphon our energy, and they take us out of this infinite present, 0 point presence, this moment. Those thoughts need you, just like you used to need these thoughts. You used to need these belief systems. You have a choice. You're not being punished. You're being awakened. Please know that. If you feel punished, that's the ego, my friends. The ego is the one that wants to sit here and keep you in these states of guilt and shame and negativity. God does not want you to do that. God wants you to come home. Come home to who you really are. Be free. But you have to see this. You have to do the work. No one's going to do this for you. That's really the message. I just think that's so important, especially for many of us, because we are, a lot of empaths are just naturally, we're so guilty for existing, because that's what we've been programmed with, through all of this matrix nonsense, because, we already know what guilt does to a human being, and God doesn't want you to feel guilty. Guilt is an emotion meant to safeguard you from doing bad things. It's not something that you're meant to just sit and dwell in this loop of guilt, often for things that you can't even control. That's another thing too, control. A lot of people have been feeling this too, and I know I have, and I can't even believe it, like the level of wanting to control things, wanting to control outcomes that's been coming up. It's not really like me, but I honestly feel like it's something that I've probably been holding for so long. It's just I haven't been able to really even see it until now, if that makes sense. Because that's part of the ego too. It wants to control everything because it thinks it has this control that it doesn't even really have. You really don't have this control that you think you have. And we suffer a lot because we think we need to control things. Like we think, I shouldn't be feeling this. Like, oh God, I'm feeling I'm feeling restless. I shouldn't be feeling this. Something must be wrong. I must be doing something wrong. And that's that ego loop that is just so tricky. The trick is to come back to your presence and give it to God. Literally what I do, I visualize myself giving my worries away to God. I literally give them away. Like, let them go. Just let them go. Let them go, let them go, let them go. For real, now is the time to let it go. Because we're holding on to these things that seriously, they don't even really matter. Now is the time to dive deep. Really dive deep. Really ask yourself why, why am I feeling this? What brings me joy? Or why am I feeling restless? Really dive deep into yourself. Ask the questions because you will receive the answers. And it's all within. It has nothing to do with the external world. Ultimately, it has nothing to do with people, places, and things. It always comes down to yourself. That's sovereignty. That's radical responsibility. That's compassion for yourself. Take responsibility for it. That doesn't mean you're being punished. That doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. That doesn't mean you need to wallow in your mistakes. There's nothing, you're fine. We all make mistakes. It's honestly not even a big deal if you just keep going, keep going towards God, keep going towards the light, keep going towards your love, keep going towards your joy. So I hope this is helpful. So much love to all of you. Thank you for being here at this time, these beautiful, wild times. Please be gentle with yourself because I think often we are so much more mean to ourselves than we would ever be to anyone else. And that's part of the programming too. We really, really have to stop betraying ourselves and hurting ourselves and hating ourselves. Uncover those layers. This is that Scorpio energy, and it already has been before the sun even went in Scorpio. Going to the depths, go into the depths, let those aspects of you that are no longer serving you die. I feel like I die almost every day, honestly, so you can be reborn, so you can really, not to be dramatic, I'm speaking symbolically, metaphorically, let those things go that no longer serve you. There's no need to hold on and hold on to these things that are dragging you down. We have to travel light. We have to let go. You know, that message has been coming in nonstop. Just let go, let go, let go, let go. Surrender, surrender, surrender to God, to the present moment. Trust yourself. Trust what is. You are safe. You are evolving your consciousness. Allow yourself to see the ways in which you have not been free so that you can be free. You have to see it. That's really all you have to do. Once you witness it, you'll know what to do. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do. You are all so beautiful and loved and appreciated and cherished. That's why you're here. There's nothing wrong with you. You are right where you need to be. That's why you're here. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. That's why all these things are coming up now, because God wants you to be free. If you ask for freedom, you're getting it. That's what I mean by letting go of control. It's not going to happen how you think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen how the ego wants it to happen. It's literally going to happen in the best possible way, but you got to let go and let the ride happen. Because we are getting free. We are coming home. And this is all part of it. Okay, I love you. Let me know how you're feeling, and I will see you next time. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.